In the heart of a distant land was a great city called Assiga. It was a city of wealth and plenty, known for its fertile lands, skilled craftsmen, and wise leaders. For many years, Assiga flourished, its people living in peace and prosperity. The rivers flowed with abundance. The farms yielded bountiful harvests, and trade with neighboring lands brought gold and honor to its name. But as time passed, the city's fortune began to fade. The rivers dried up, the crops withered, and sickness spread among the people. No one could understand why the gods had turned away from them. No matter how hard they worked, the land refused to yield its riches. The king, Edemudia, troubled by the suffering of his people, gathered his council of elders and chiefs. They decided to consult the Dibia, the high priest who spoke the words of the gods. They needed answers. The Dibia prepared for days, fasting and offering sacred libation. Then, in the presence of the king and the elders, he entered into a deep trance. The villagers watched in fear and silence as his body shook, his voice rising like the sound of thunder. The Dibia declared, "Many years have passed since a great sacrifice was made to appease them. If we do not act, this city will turn to dust. A great offering is needed, not a goat but a mighty beast. The gods demand the elephant." A heavy silence fell over the gathering. The elephant was the largest and strongest of all animals. It did not live near the city, but deep within the distant forest. Carrying one would not be easy. But if the gods had spoken, the people had no choice. The king and his council began to discuss how to get the elephant. Warriors and hunters spoke of setting traps, using spears, or luring the beast with food. But none of their plans seemed foolproof. The elephant was intelligent, strong, and weary of humans. If it sensed danger, it could turn violent and crush everything in its path. Then from the shadows of the gathering, a voice rose. "Relax," said the tortoise. "I will bring you the elephant." Laughter erupted the chiefs. The idea of capturing a mighty elephant seemed impossible. "And how will you do that?" one of the chiefs mocked. Tortoise replied, smiling. His eyes gleamed with mischief. "All I need is plenty of akara, that is, fried bean cakes and honey. If you can give me those, I will bring the elephant here willingly." The chiefs muttered among themselves, unsure whether to take him seriously. But King Edemudia, known for his wisdom, silenced them with a wave of his hand. "Give him what he asked for," he commanded. "We will wait." So the bags of akara, fried bean cakes, soaked in sweet honey, the tortoise embarked on his journey into the dense forest in search of the elephant. For weeks, Tortoise traveled through the thick jungle, enduring hunger, thirst, and the villagers' home grew anxious. Some believed he had perished, some believed he had been eaten by wild animals. Others doubted he would return. Even the elders debated finding another way, but King Edemudia remained firm. "This is clever," he said. "Let us give him time." Finally, after many days of searching, Tortoise found the elephant, a magnificent beast, standing proudly beneath a great tree. Its massive ears flapped, and its long trunk swayed lazily. "Great elephant," Tortoise called out. The elephant turned its mighty head. "Who speaks?" it asked the humble tortoise. He replied, bowing low. Elephant snorted. "What do you want, little one?" Tortoise grinned. "I come with important news. The people of Assiga need a king. The gods have spoken. They have chosen you." The elephant's eyes widened. "Me?" "Yes," Tortoise exclaimed. "For many years our city was great, but now it is falling apart. The gods said that only a mighty king like you can restore it." The elephant hesitated, unsure whether to believe him But before he could refuse, Tortoise brought out the Akara, bean cakes soaked in honey. A sweet scent filled the air. Tortoise said, handing him one, "Eat and think about your destiny." The elephant took a bite. His eyes lit up with pleasure. It was the most delicious thing he had ever tasted. Tortoise smiled. He had found his bait. Tortoise and elephant began their journey to the city. But as days passed, elephant started to grow suspicious. "If this is a trick," he asked. Tortoise, always ready, pulled out more Akara. "A king must eat well," he said, offering him the treat. "Besides, when you sit on the throne, you will have more than you can ever eat." Each time the elephant had doubt, Tortoise fed him more honey soaked with Akara, distracting him with promises of gold, servants, and power. Slowly but surely, elephant's greed grew, and his doubt faded. At the edge of the city, a watchman spotted them and ran to alert the king. Once the town crier was sent out to call the villagers at the city gates, "The elephant king is coming." Soon, the entire village was waiting. They sang and danced, waving colorful cloths. As elephant approached, he saw thousands of people cheering. The sight filled him with pride. He truly believed he was their chosen king. Leading the way, Tortoise guided him to the center of the village, where a grand throne had been prepared for a beautifully decorated platform. The Dibia, dressed in ceremonial robes, stood before the throne. "Welcome, great king," he proclaimed. "Come take your rightful place." "Welcome, great king," he proclaimed. "Come take your rightful place." "Welcome, great king," he proclaimed. "Come take your rightful place." Elephant stepped forward, his heart bursting with excitement. But the moment he placed his foot on the throne, the ground gave way beneath him. The hidden pit opened, and the elephant fell deep into the earth. The villagers rushed forward and sealed the hole. The sacrifice was complete. The Dibia chanted sacred words. At once, the skies darkened, and the thunder rumbled. Then, to the amazement of all, rain began to pour, soaking the dry land. The rivers flowed once more. The field turned green, and the air was filled with the scent of the earth. The gods were pleased. The city of Assiga flourished again. The people rejoiced and honored Tortoise for his wisdom and bravery. As promised, King Idemudia rewarded him with half his wealth. But Tortoise, ever cunning, simply smiled. "Sometimes the greatest victories come not from strength," he said, "but from knowing how to make others believe what you want them to." And so, the tale of how Tortoise tricked the elephant into becoming a sacrifice was passed down through generations, a lesson in wit and the power of the mind. The moral of the story: 1. Cunning can outsmart strength. Tortoise, though small, used intelligence to defeat a giant. Secondly, greed blinds wisdom. Elephant ignored his doubt because he was tempted by the promises of power. Thirdly, the gods must be respected. The land only flourished when the gods were appeased. Did you enjoy this story? Till next time. Bye-bye.